Okay.
Alright, what's up traders? This is a video that should be kind of fun, kind of exciting. It's a cool little thing that we did, but we also, at least I mean to say, am doing a donation to a charity of my choosing there that a friend was talking to me about. I think it's a really great cause, and it's something that's going to be affecting all of us at some point in our lives. At least I believe so, and she believes so. So I do really hope that you do watch the whole video here and you do share it around. I don't expect anybody to make a monthly donation like I am going to be doing, but if you do believe in a cause somewhat similar, it would be nice if you did show engagement, the likes and the shares, so that her message can get across to more people. Thanks guys, enjoy the video. Alright guys, so I'm on my way now to sign up to be a monthly donor for this wildlife cause support thing. We're going to talk to my friend a little bit, and we're going to learn a little bit. Hopefully you guys can see what this is and actually do some good today. See you there.
We do all of our own mail outs, so this is where we also do the mail.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
What is all this stuff? All the logos.
Different photos we've taken, and people buy them.
Postcards.
Yeah. So, or like, you know, like this, you know.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, it's kind of just stuff that is like gonna give you guys a little bit of profit, and then you guys are gonna be like a non-profit, and everything then goes to the wildlife stuff, right?
Yeah.
Are you guys strictly BC?
Nope, we're Canada.
All of Canada, eh?
Yeah, so Ontario to Manitoba, and then we have an office on Vancouver Island. Okay, so yeah, I work for the Wilderness Committee, and we're a nonprofit organization, and one of the best things about our organization, well, we work to protect wilderness and wildlife, obviously, but the best thing about us is we're very, like, we get all of our money from individual people, not companies, so that means that we can do like some of the most truthful work that really needs to be done. We're not held to anyone's like what they want us to be doing. We get to do exactly what animals need and what like wilderness needs. And yeah, so I work on species at risk to protect them. I work on policies and laws to put in place in order to protect them, because they don't have enough protection at all. Yeah, in Canada 50% of wildlife are declining, and so that's like pretty brutal.
50% in Canada?
Yeah.
Okay, but they're just declining then. But that's probably because, you know, we're taking away the forests and we're building our own properties on top of them and whatnot. We're expanding our own. So then what are the preventative measures that you're trying to achieve then?
So urban sprawl is like a big thing for sure, but one of the biggest things, especially in BC, so in BC we have more biodiversity, meaning like the biggest mixture of like plants and animals than any other province or territory in Canada, which is like amazing. But we also have the most at risk. We have over 1,900 species and subspecies at risk.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to do here in BC is get a law to protect them, and that law would protect them from things like industrial logging, like wide-scale industrial logging.
Okay.
That right now, currently, there's no law where if there's like an endangered population of, say, caribou, let's say it's their calving grounds, there's no law that would protect that animal on provincial land from just having its habitat totally destroyed.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's one of those things that you just see. It's kind of like the inconvenient truth, right? Where he came across, Al Gore came across and said, you know, this is going to happen, and everyone's just like, well, it's not a big deal until it actually happens, right?
Yeah.
And then everything is gone. And so what's kind of
and then you're backpedaling.
Yeah.
And then
What's kind of like the drawdown then if we just don't do anything?
Well, this is the way I look at it. Like, we can save species for ourselves because realistically we rely on biodiversity, meaning like our existence is tied to the existence of trees, to fertile soil, to healthy, like to clean air and fresh water, right? So we need, and all of those species play a role in producing those services for us. So there's a selfish component to it too, of like save each other to save ourselves. But I also think that other species should be able to exist here for their own right.
Yeah, for selfless reasons. But I think the majority of people, they would just want to basically save the human population, right?
Yeah.
Or they want to save the animals because they're cute.
Exactly.
Street spiders.
Exactly.
Because they're gross, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We don't do any work on spiders. Just kidding.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
Just completely
yeah, no, we don't even, yeah. But okay, on that note, then I would say that for everyone who loves camping and who loves, you know, like hiking and seeing those amazing old growth forests, I think that everyone needs to chip in something to protect that, because there's such little left, and every wilderness space we have that's protected right now exists because someone fought hard for it.
Yeah. Okay.
And long, hard battles. And we've been doing that since we started. We've gotten protections of some of the last remaining old growth forests. So yeah, it's definitely a good cause.
Yeah, totally. It's kind of one of those things where it's going to affect everyone at some point, right? And we just don't really know at what point it's going to be too late.
Yeah.
Kind of similar to, again, the global warming type thing.
Yeah.
Then what would you think is the most important thing right now that you need to focus on, or and like the viewers and whatnot and the general population need to focus on?
Oof, gosh, that's huge.
Because there's so many things.
There's
right?
so many things.
But you can't really just go and fix everything at once.
No,
so
no.
there's obviously something that's immediate that needs to be done that's going to cause a big problem.
Yeah. Whew, I think like this like stumped me. This is a tough one. Like there's so much.
Yeah.
I guess also finding, like, you're right, there's so much, and you'll overwhelm yourself if you pretend that you can take on everything and do everything. So I think find something that really speaks to you. For me, it's wildlife, knowing that that their habitat is being destroyed, that they're not able to live anymore, that they're being picked off by predators by an unsustainable rate because of forestry practices. Like, it's that crushes me, but to know that there's work that we've done that saved their habitat and recovered their numbers is like the best feeling in the world.
Okay.
But I also just think it's a mind shift change. Is that a word?
It's kind of like how people go on diets versus lifestyle changes.
Yeah, it's like once you realize, like, my existence here is tied to other species' existence and vice versa, you can realize how everything you do in your life impacts or doesn't impact a species, or maybe helps a species. I think humans are also really, really, really difficult on ourselves. We call ourselves like a virus, and we view ourselves as like we can never have a positive relationship with nature. And I think we need to fix that, because how are we able to ever imagine getting better if we just automatically view ourselves as so destructive?
Yeah.
So we need to find ways that we can benefit nature and go do that.
Cool. So then this money that I'm going to give you, is there any like breakdown of how it's going to be distributed?
So that's actually up to you. If there's something that we work on that speaks to you, you can put it entirely to that campaign, which will give us an incredible capacity to do more. So we have a fight to stop old growth logging in BC, across all of BC. We're logging away some of the last remaining like ancient forests. We have species at risk campaign, that's my job. We have doubling provincial parks. We do climate work, so it's whatever you want, or you can say this can go to whatever the organization needs it for.
Yeah,
like the most pressing issues.
I might go with that, and then hopefully you guys can choose of what's most important at that time. Cool. So before I sign this, obviously I don't think any of the viewers will be able to donate to you directly because they're all around the world. Is there anything that would be important for them to do if they actually want to care about the environment and things like this, right? Knowing that you're a knowledgeable person. Right?
Yeah. I will say we do accept money from everywhere, but I totally get it. Like, we work on Canadian issues, so
Exactly.
yeah. So if you're living somewhere else, let's say you love hiking, you love there's like a couple favorite parks you go to. Look into the history of those provincial parks. I will also put in a plug here that, not a plug, but just a side note, that a lot of national parks and provincial parks are grounded in very unfair treatment of First Nations. And so I guess I should have mentioned this way earlier. When we do work, we partner with First Nations to protect land in a way that actually gives it back to them, because because that's what's right. And so anyways, that's like a side note. There is a dark history of parks here, so I'm not saying that like that history is justifiable, but I'm saying that like if you live in an area that there's certain wilderness you like to go, look into maybe there's a conservation organization managing the area or helping to keep it, like pull invasives and stuff like that. Look at local organizations near you. You'll find something. You will for sure find something. And yeah.
And in terms of, not donating, because I know everyone's means are completely different, right?
Totally.
If there's anything just, easy, somebody wants to make a slight change but just barely start, right? Like buying the vegan butter if they want to slowly start becoming vegan or something like that,
sure.
as an example. But in terms of like global environmental cause.
I think, like for me, it's all about your capacity to do what you can in your day to lessen your impact. I'm vegan, it's very easy for me, but I know some people would have a harder time with it, and that's okay. Whether it's like, I know this is so cliche, but like riding your bike more, trying to stop using plastic, like that all does, you can say not one person makes a difference, but overall it does for sure. And I think nothing's gonna change if we have the attitude that what I do won't matter. Then how the hell does anything change if everyone has that attitude? But I would also say, I think having conversations with your friends is huge. Making it a normalized thing, right? Making this be able to talk about, the issues with our environment and with species at risk and climate.
Just education then, and talking about it and sharing. And then it's more in the air, and then you're caring about it more. Totally.
Because we need a global...
That's super easy to do.
Yeah,
you don't have to do anything. You just have to change what you're interested in.
Yeah, like in the forest when you're hiking, like for me, whenever I see a stump, an old growth stump, I'm like, you guys look. Like that's this stump that I was like, that's crazy. That was like 1,000-year-old tree they logged and probably shipped overseas. Was that worth it? I don't think so.
Oh, totally. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's a great place to stop. That's probably really good info. Hopefully some people are actually interested. Let's.
Sweet. It's official, man.
Yay!
You thought I was gonna back out like right at the end and walk out? No.
Just kidding. You didn't convince me. Thank you. Yay.
Sweet. Perfect. Awesome.
That's awesome.
Alright guys, so we had a super cool idea that we're gonna try out. My friend has just gone to the store and bought 100 meters of a plastic tarp material, and we're gonna put it up in the park, and we're gonna take this fire hose that my other friend has from his job, and we are going to put down a slip and slide, and we're gonna get 30 people to go, and we're all gonna slide down that and get some stuff. So hopefully that should be fun. This will be really freaking cool.
We didn't get a wedgie. It's not popped. Again, let's go. One more time.
Go, go, go!
Listen.